Hi guys, this week's trading update. Try and keep it a little bit shorter than last week's because I rambled on a little bit too much, I think. Anyway, stop doing that again. So, been quite a good week, up 1.33%. Be quite happy if it did that every week. And something else I've added in this week is to have a look and see. So I've done 17.4% since the 1st of April, so a month and a bit to go before I do my year. And I've actually split that into trading profit and investing profit. And it's actually 10% out of, or 10.5% out of trades and 7% out of the investing. Now, a couple of weeks ago, that would have been the opposite, because if my big, large holdings, the stars, actually are doing particularly well, then the investment element will increase. Anyway, on to the individual stocks. So 4D Pharma, they had a good week. They added, or I added, some more at 135, having sliced a bit at 146. The reason it shot up was because they announced a collaboration with two new mega pharmaceutical companies. That's Merck of Germany. They're already in with Merck in the US, Merck of Germany and Pfizer, to test out their drug with the microbiome, and to see if that improves the safety element of Pfizer's and Merck Germany's drug. So great prospects for that, and of course it's coming onto the NASDAQ sometime very soon, possibly this week, but that's not this week, this month, but before the end of the first quarter in all probability. So that's Novosit is number 2 in my list, but probably still my favourite share. I'm very confident now, pretty much all my portfolio, but there's exciting things happening at Novosit. There's the CEO has done an interview with share buyers. Quite probably that'll be out Monday morning. Whether that is preceded by an RNS, we can only guess. But there's likely to be some activity with the DHSC. They've already got 2 contracts there. We're looking for at least an extension of one of them, and they've got so many irons in the fire that any sort of news could drop very quickly. So I did the same there. It rose up to 8.39, so I took a little slice, and then I added back at 7.79, which it's just about the same price there. So it has been as high as 12. Broker forecasts without the DHS contracts have it at 13 and 14 pounds. So substantial upside, and others think it could go much, much higher over time. It's got lots of cash, looking to buy other companies, so that it's got a post-COVID world, but it looks like the testing is going to go on forever, and they've got the gold star test, so likely to stay out there. DVRG, that slipped back a bit, had some good news as well. Won't go into the detail on it, but I'm looking to add to that if it goes down to 29, so I'm losing about 15% on that one, but still happy to hold. Tech Capital, I managed to add at 14.5, I think. It's slipped back. It's a management company or an investment company, and it holds 4 potential gems. I described them in last week, so I won't go into the detail again. But one of them, Salarius, which makes salt products with the same taste but half the amount of salt, and they're actually looking to reduce that still further. And they did a crowdfunding to get that out into the market. It's already been sold on Amazon, and they've now got sort of pocket-sized chips on there as well. So looking good. EKF continues to tick up. Wish I had more. I'll probably look at it. I was hoping to get back in the 60s, but it's up to 77 now, so probably unlikely. Doing well out of COVID too. Probably the star of my show though is REAT, which has the online digital newspapers in the UK. It's almost doubled. I bought 3 chunks of it, they averaged out at 120. It's currently 231. It was 235 on Thursday, so I was nearly making 100%. Tempted to sell some when it goes above 100%, but I think it'll just keep going on up and up. So let's leave it for the time being. Three dependables. I sliced a bit of Oxford Biomedica. They're making the well, they've got a lot of businesses, but what they're in the news for is they're making the Oxford virus vaccine, and probably going to get a lot of money out of that. So it's probably going to push the share up near term, but they've got lots of other irons in the fire. The other two are there, but firstly, I want to get into the speculatives because I desperately want to buy some more Braveheart. This has been the star of my portfolio, although it's been quite small. I've done 206% on it so far, but I don't hold too much. It's an investment company, and the reason I made so much is it paid out as a dividend when it sold off the shares that it invested in one of the companies, which was actually the one down here, RMS, and made shed loads and distributed the amount of cash that the company was actually worth in market cap terms at that point. They have another gem which is potentially going to reach fruition shortly, a company called Paritech, which makes innovative masks which will be snapped up if they do what it says on the tin. A lot of speculation that that's going to be the case, so I will look to buy some more of that probably Monday. REAT, you may notice if you follow this that I had it in red before. It was a specialist cleaning company, and basically I was getting a bit fed up with it. I was losing, not a lot, but I was losing money. It was kind of a boring stock. It got its results out a week or two ago, and it did an investor presentation in this last week, and it's done spectacularly well. In fact, it's gone from 1.5 to 1.85 over the course of the last week, so I'm now actually 13% in profit, and that was the results for the year ending the end of September, and they've also now reported that the first quarter, which was the fourth quarter last year of their new year, has been the best ever. So it would seem silly to sell it at that point, and there's potential for great rise, and I've only got 1% in anyway, so I might as well hang on to it. LGEN has also looked good too. That's perked up. It has a COVID medicine which actually stops people going into the ventilation stage, and it's into phase 3 trials. I'm sure it may be phase 2, but it's been picked up on in the US, and it's got through one of their specialist trials, and it may get advance approval by the FDA. So that's picked up in the last week. Probably the most exciting one of the lot is the one that's the Bitcoin bet, which is Argo blockchain. This is a Bitcoin miner. I bought 3 chunks, and I bought some more last week. I bought it at 124, and it's gone up to 143, and it's largely based on the price of Bitcoin. So it holds lots of Bitcoins and it mines them. It's announced this week that it's going to have a massive facility built in Texas, and it's also going to have a lot more mining machines coming on by the end of June, I believe, and the January numbers for mining and ACA profits were the best ever and going on increasing. So although it is linked to the Bitcoin price, it actually makes money on transactions in Bitcoin. So it'll when Bitcoin goes down, as it inevitably will at some point, it won't go down by as much. That's the theory, at least, anyway. So with Bitcoin having a good weekend this weekend as well, I quite expect that to open up considerably higher. Now, what considerably is, it could be 150, could be 180, could be even more, who knows? But depends on what Bitcoin's doing right at this moment, I guess. And just to put in a few of the negatives, the only two that I'm less interested in Arkle Resources. I just dabbled in that. I've only got 0.1% in there. So might as well hold it, won't even bother going into details. Until Tiziana Life Sciences, I need to read up a bit more on that before I make a decision on it. It is dropping, and there are predictions that it will drop further. So I'm going to read up on it before I decide whether to buy some more or just cut my losses on that one. So, as I say, the 17.43% is the returns for the year to date so far, which is about 10.5 months. And I'll come back and give an update next weekend or earlier if there's something spectacular to say. Okay, cheers.